Hello all, and welcome to another episode with Ray here on Exclusively Comics. And yes, I know I'm overkilling this coverage of Scarlett Johansson and the Black Widow lawsuit, but I absolutely find it fascinating. And I have a news story for you, and it is in the independent online publication, which is, I believe, a British publication, and it's one that I have access to readily on my phone. And I've got a article here that I think is just fascinating. It says, Dave Bautista divides fans with a post about Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit against Disney. Guardians of the Galaxy star became Scarlett Johansson's first Marvel co-star to address the controversy. And I'm just going to read this article to you, and I suggest you go read it yourself, and you can decide yourself if it's true or not. And I go back and forth on this, and I find it kind of interesting. And I love what Dave says here. Gotta love him, because he just says what he wants to. And love him from the pro wrestling days in the WWE. It says Dave Bautista has come Scarlett Johansson's first Marvel co-star to comment on the lawsuit against Disney, but his words have divided fans. I don't know about that. But on Thursday, July 29th, which has been a couple days ago, and a little behind the times, I guess, Scarlett Johansson allegedly on Thursday, July 29th, Scarlett Johansson alleged that the simultaneous release of Black Widow on Disney Plus, as well as in cinemas, violated her contract as a, quote, promise Marvel made before production. But Marvel wasn't the one that released it. It was Disney actually putting them under pressure. The actor's lawsuit says that her compensation for the movie was, quote, largely based on Black Widow's box office performance, and had, quote, extracted a promise from Marvel that the release would be a, quote, theatrical release. And we got into our last post exactly why that I feel that lawsuit has taken place. It is due to the delay in release in China, which adds to the tendency to really cause some pirating issues, which is an issue with things in China. It's just the truth that there is a lot of piracy issues over not only movies, but also copyrighted music here in the United States. And it continues that, quote, Disney wasn't fully aware of the promise, nonetheless directed Marvel to violate its pledge. Instead, it released the picture on Disney Plus streaming services the very same day it releases it in theaters, end quote. Now, this paper is definitely on the side of Scarlett Johansson here. In response, Scarlett Johansson released a statement telling The Independent there is no, quote, there is no merit whatsoever to this filing. It's Disney's response. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific, prolonged global effects of I'm going to leave that out. And we'll say the pandemic. Quote, Disney is fully complied with Ms. Johansson's contract, and furthermore, the release of Black Widow on Disney Plus with Premier Access has a significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation on top of the $20 million she has received today, end quote. And that was Disney's quote a few days ago. Disney has widely been criticized for the response with Scarlett Johansson's talent agency condemning the studio for disclosing her salary. I don't have any. I mean, she made $20 million on the picture, so what? I mean, it's not no big deal to me. It's not no big, shouldn't be no big deal to anyone else. As a writing aside from Bautista, none of Scarlett Johansson's fellow Marvel stars have commented on the controversy. Let's remember that Dave Bautista is no longer under contract with Marvel or no longer under contract with Disney. In fact, he is rumored to be trying to work on a film with DC and reprising the role of Bane, which would be interesting, and I don't know if they're going to do that storyline or not. After the news broke, the actor who plays Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy films shared a link to a report on Twitter saying that, quote, told them they should have made a hashtag Drax movie, but no, end quote. If anybody knows Dave Bautista, he was just teasing and meant nothing by it. I mean, he was just being sarcastic like he is. His post, which seemingly jokes that the studio could have avoided the lawsuit if it had opted to make a standalone Drax movie instead of Black Widow, has divided fans, and many complaining that he is making light of Johansson's tough situation. She made $20 million. She's not. I mean, she lost out on some money and some funds. Her funds would probably be negotiated back. I mean, she has a valid right. She'll have her day in court if it's not going to go to an arbitrator. But she's not hurting. She's not hurting at all. There's no sense in trying to victimize her here. It's just a business thing. It's just a business. It's not a business dispute, and she's taking them to court. And I hope that they can reach settlement, as I had said before. But this is the way things go sometimes. I finally have found the numbers on what Black Widow has brought in today. It says, as it stands, Black Widow is one of the lowest grossing Marvel Cinematic Universe films in from the MCU, taking in $319.5 million. The reason why it is so low, number one, it was a bad movie. Number two, it wasn't released in China. If it would have been released in China opening weekend, they could have waited till August. I know they were pushing to get this out. Why not just wait till August, till after the Chinese celebration thing is over, and just release it 1st of August? I don't think there's anything coming out this weekend. Release it after The Rock's movie, so it doesn't compete with it, and problem solved. And that's what I would have done. and that way it could have been released in China. But, you know, like I said, there was so much negative press on this movie from people, and I'll say this, that, you know, I'll give an honest review. I still have yet to give an honest review of this movie. I need to go back and do that, and I'll be as honest as I can be on it. But there was, I think, before people get these reviews, I mean, seriously, there's already people on YouTube that already has reviews of the entire, because I got a sneak peek of it, of the Suicide Squad. I've avoided those reviews of the Suicide Squad because I don't want to hear about it. I want to watch the Suicide Squad myself. Yeah, it will probably be on HBO Max that I watch it and not in theaters. I believe it's going to be released on HBO Max and not in theaters too. It's going to be simulcast, but I mean, people have a choice. People should have a choice. If they want to get the initial opening weekend, have it come out the week after on that it hits theaters, or the day after, or have it released on a Saturday, have it released on a Saturday instead of a Friday night. Get that initial push, you know, in the theaters, and that would help things. It would help the theaters. It would help those that still have their contracts. And the companies, the studios, they want them to be released on streaming services. Warner Brothers probably is a little bit more apprehensive about doing that, but they're doing it because, well, you know, AT&T is trying to salvage some of their money from the deal. I mean, there's a lot of, you think there's bad blood in Disney. I mean, oh my goodness, there is so much internal strife right now in Warner Brothers, between Warner Brothers and AT&T. It's ridiculous, but that is what the rumors that I have heard going around. We all know when they go on and say that, you know, Scarlett Johansson's character had a long overdue standalone movie. We've already went over the details about why that happened, and yeah, it was long overdue. But anyway, that's this article. If you want to read some more details on it in the Independent, and they have a lot of articles that give it a better that's link that's tied to it. Sometimes they have some good stuff on there. But, you know, old Dave, gotta love Dave, you know, giving his 2 cents, and he's gonna speak his mind. Love the guy, love to meet the guy. He just seems like a down-to-earth bro. And Drax, yeah, I would have loved to have seen a movie with him and James Gunn making a solo Drax movie. Would have been great. Would have been awesome. It wouldn't have been a serious movie. It would have been a comedy, which I think that it would have been great for his character to be able to do that, to have some sort of comedy, and Drax would have been like, you know, big bad dude like he is in the comic books, and that would have been marvelous. But both of those parties have went on, and, you know, brighter days ahead for Dave Bautista. Well, anyway, I wanted to give this reaction to this article that I found, and another Scarlett Johansson's video. And anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it and my little sarcasm and 2 cents on this matter. And I'll bring you more when I find more articles on these topics. And y'all take care and have a good one. Bye bye.